What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Triple H seemingly pointed out he's retired, more last-minute matches added to Payback, Braun Strowman reveals that he nearly took his own life, Seth Rollins could be leaving soon for some time, a possible date for the 2020 WWE Hall of Fame ceremony, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into the first story. Now our first story looks at Triple H seemingly pointing out he's retired from the ring, as recently the cerebral assassin appeared on the Bill Simmons podcast and was asked if he planned on returning to the ring. He mentioned, "Right now, zero. I just feel like there's a moment where you go, I'm retired, but you're not. I'd rather just not say it, and if the right opportunity comes up that everybody believes is right, and I believe I can do it without falling apart, me or the match, then okay, I would consider it. I'm not at a point where I would say absolutely not under any circumstances, but probably not that far off. The thing for me that's good is I'm so transitioned over and satisfied with the other aspects of my career, my life, and everything else, I get as much fun and excitement out of watching others do it and succeed at it." He also mentioned, "If the opportunity does not come for me to step back in the ring, I get asked it a lot, it would not bother me. I would not be like, oh man, I missed those last 2 years. I should have done it when I could have." Now, Triple H has received considerable praise for his work guiding NXT and the future stars of WWE, and he seems content working there. Right now we would put Triple H in the category of The Undertaker, as he is sort of retired, but if one match would come across the dead man's way where he'd think, yeah, maybe I might get back in the ring, he might do so. To be fair, Triple H's last few matches haven't been so bad if you take away the Crown Jewel match, but we're sure he'd be content with his match at WrestleMania 35 against Batista. It wasn't a wrestling clinic by any means, but it was a good match to just say, yeah, I'm satisfied. What do you guys think? Will Triple H get back in the ring one more time? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, some last minute matches have been added to Payback. It looks like the WWE's added some matches to Payback. No big surprise, as only a handful had been booked as of SmackDown. They've added the following matches to the show, starting with the kickoff as the Riot Squad take on the Iconics. They've also added Biggie vs Sheamus and Matt Riddle vs King Corbin, two matches that we predicted they would add in our predictions video. If you haven't seen that, be sure to check that out in the link in the top right corner. Of course, we'll be watching Payback tonight and looking at a recap, as well as the good, the bad, and the downright ugly of tonight's show. Next up, Braun Strowman says he almost took his own life. Now, the pressure of being successful in professional wrestling and maintaining success can be extraordinarily stressful, as seen with WWE superstar Braun Strowman. During the newest episode of WWE Chronicle, the Monster Among Men opened about the time of at the 2018 Elimination Chamber pay-per-view when he was extremely stressed out about where his career was going and his spot in the WWE. Strowman admitted he wasn't just worried and losing sleep, but that he was also contemplating ending his own life. "I got to the point where I was on the verge of, I've had enough. I kind of busted in on Vince one day in a meeting and I was like, I need to talk to you. And he kicked everybody out of the production meeting and he sat down and talked to me. Not like boss to employee, but man to man, almost like a father-son talk thing." Strowman explained that Mr. McMahon inspired him during their conversation and that their one-on-one may have saved his life as he was contemplating taking it away. He went on to say, "I'm very thankful to have a relationship with him like that because I might not even be here. I got to that point. I should have talked to somebody sooner. I never knew how much he cared about me. I thought I was just a number in a system. That day he made me realize that I'm more important than a number, and I can't thank him enough for doing that." That's extremely awesome that Vince McMahon actually shows some care towards his wrestlers. Now, Vince McMahon gets a bad rap for being quite a hard ass in the business, but this certainly shows that he cares about each of his individual wrestlers. Braun Strowman's story is another reminder of the importance of maintaining your mental health. Of course, we believe so too, and we'll leave some numbers in the description down below if you need anybody to talk to. Of course, if you can't talk to anybody at home or you don't feel like calling these numbers, just drop me a message on social media. I may not have the best advice, but having someone to talk to may be needed. Next up is AJ Styles moving to NXT. While AJ Styles has enjoyed tremendous success in the WWE as a single star, Tag Team Gold has eluded him, something which might lead him to moving to NXT. During a recent Twitch discussion, the Phenomenal One discussed one scenario that could see him move to the Black and Gold brand. You know, the only championship I haven't held in WWE is the Tag Team Championships. If I'm able to find a partner at some point and win those, I will have won all the belts in WWE. But he's in NXT and I'm on SmackDown, so I don't know how that would ever work. Listen, whether I have to go down to NXT or he has to come to SmackDown, I'm willing to do that. I mean, shoot, it would be fun, and different is good. Hopefully Balor will move to SmackDown rather than Styles going to NXT, as Balor's career has been flat since moving there. Although we wonder how he's going to fare in the Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT Championship. But all in all, a Balor and Styles team would be, dare we say, phenomenal? Next up, a wild rumor is Seth could be taking some time off. Rumors have been circulating recently that Seth Rollins will be taking time off to spend time with fiancée Becky Lynch as the couple prepare to celebrate the birth of their first child. Now, you may recall that there were rumors earlier this year that both Rollins and Lynch would be taking time off, possibly to get married. With a rumored delivery date for Lynch of December, some rumors suggest Rollins could take time off around after the Survivor Series. We'll let you know of any updates. Next up, why WWE pay-per-views are now shorter. Fans have noticed the WWE's pay-per-views haven't been the bladder busters they become known for in 2019, and it looks like Payback might be another show that runs 3 hours or less. Thank God. Speaking on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer observed, "I don't think this show will be that long. I think the only thing they learned from doing that long shows earlier this year is that they're too long. SummerSlam is going to be one of the longest shows of the year, and you can see that one was under control. Do you guys prefer WWE keeping its shows shorter? What's your ideal amount of time for a pay-per-view? To be honest, 3 hours sounds just about right. Unless you're counting WrestleMania, then you should go 4 hours. Next up, Mia Yim is fed up with fans violating her personal boundaries. NXT star Mia Yim is one of several WWE superstars who are growing tired with so-called fans who don't know how to respect personal boundaries, in this case sending fan mail to Yim's home. Recently, Mia tweeted, "We will not sign any fan mail sent to our homes. Please send to a PO box, or in my case, the Performance Center. Respect our boundaries." While most fans know better than to write to wrestlers' home addresses, the few that do give all the fans a bad name. Next up, Matt Cardona talks whether WWE punished him for getting himself over. Matt Cardona worked hard to get himself over when he worked in the WWE as Zack Ryder, using social media to get over big time with the WWE Universe, but failing to get a sustained push. Cardona spoke with the Wrestling Inc. podcast about whether he felt WWE punished him for getting himself over. Here's the thing, who knows, right? People speculated at times, even I speculated, but there's no proof of that. At the end of the day, I was given an opportunity. I was put on TV because for the longest time I was doing the YouTube show, selling all this merch without getting the opportunity, and then I was given the opportunity. So I was on TV. I got what I asked for. Matt said he only blames himself for his lack of success in the WWE. I won the US title and then things didn't exactly go my way. You know what? I could have knocked on somebody's door and asked, "Hey, what's going on here?" But I didn't do that, so I blame me. I don't blame anyone else for what happened in 2012. Cardona is clearly looking forward, not backwards, and he's currently working without a contract in AEW and is scheduled to compete at AEW's upcoming All Out pay-per-view. So hopefully AEW will give him a chance to shine. And finally, the Hall of Fame moved to WrestleMania 37. Last but not least, fans are wondering whether the WWE is going to induct the 2020 Hall of Fame class, and according to WrestleVotes, it may not be until next year. As you probably know, the 2020 Hall of Fame induction was postponed after the pandemic, with rumors that it would be rescheduled to sometime around SummerSlam. Now that the biggest party of the summer is over, when can fans expect to see the inductees honored? WrestleVotes tweeted, WWE's plan regarding the 2020 Hall of Fame was to do it at a corresponding pay-per-view once fans returned, ideally SummerSlam. That obviously didn't happen. With no fans until November at the earliest, the plan is now to induct the 2020 class at the class of 2021 during WrestleMania 37. If true, that's going to be terrible, as it means an entire class of inductees will have to wait until 2022 to be inducted. But what do you guys think of this decision? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for exclusive lists, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.